The important thing to point out is that Who Killed Amanda Palmer is not a concept record. It's more like I'm a concept person. I'm so excited. I was making music alone on the piano from the time I was 10 years old. I was totally incubating in private for 15 years and collecting songs that barely anyone ever heard. 15 years later, I met Brian and we started the Dresden Dolls, and that was really the beginning of my career, as it were. I learned a lot about performing and playing piano within the Dresden Dolls, and then going solo has been its own huge learning curve. So it's like I'm going solo for the second time. It started out as just the solo piano songs, and then it turned into a record produced by Ben Folds, and then it turned into let's make a lot of videos, and why not also make a book, and why not also have an alternate reality game on the internet. And anytime I get an idea or someone else gets an idea, it's just like, yes, obviously, yes, if we can do it, can we somehow do it? Let's find a way to do it. Sure. In my entire life, everything goes like that. And I never say no, and that's a real blessing and a curse, because it means that I sort of pinball impulsively through the world, grabbing at every opportunity and trying to follow through on everything, and that means that there's always a lot happening, but not necessarily in such an organized way. Everything about this record actually got out of control. And the thing that sent things into a real tailspin was Ben Folds getting involved, because the minute he said, do you want a space to record your record? And I said, sure. Can I produce it? Sure. What does that mean? Well, it meant that I had somebody else's really creative imagination applying itself to the songs on the record, instead of it just being me at a piano, putting out the songs the way that I would play them live. It all of a sudden became a project. The collaboration with Neil Gaiman and the Who Killed Amanda Palmer book is a really interesting parallel to Ben Folds and the album, because it almost worked the same way. It was going to just be this simple book of photographs, and then this wonderful person came along and wanted to get involved, and it blossomed the project into a much cooler and bigger thing.
Everybody knows Amanda's reputation. We've all read about it online. We know she's hard-headed, she's mad, incredibly selfish and prone to take off her clothes at the slightest provocation if anybody has a camera.
I mentioned to him that I was doing this book of dead Amanda Palmer photographs, and that I would love a little bit of text, like whatever he could come up with and give me would be great, because I knew he was a famous and busy man.
Sometimes when somebody says that she has spent 14 years taking photographs of herself dead, and often naked, in public places, and can you write some stories to go along with this, the only thing that you can say, if you're an artist, is yes.
And that led to him actually getting much more interested in the project, because he loved the songs. I had sent him the record and he really loved the album.
Respect for the art and for the naked female figure, yes.
Neil is one of those incredible artists who you can tell just wants to do things for the right reason. Like, he actually really just wants to have fun and make good art, and he doesn't really care what it's going to get him or what it's going to get you. He just knows that he's having a good time.
Well, obviously, she paid me ridiculous amounts of money to do it.
It's a good model to follow.
Let's roll audio.
I knew I wanted to make a lot of videos for the Who Killed Amanda Palmer record, and Michael Pope and I sat down before I even started recording the album and discussed what it was that made Michael Pope awesome. And the thing that we agreed upon was that he is just fundamentally awesome. You have these moments in your life where you remember being really turned on. We don't even need to talk about that. Basically, let's just add, Michael Pope and I made a lot of really creative Who Killed Amanda Palmer music videos online.
8 videos in 7 days, 6 locations in 3 counties, 30 extras, 47 wardrobe changes, 9 hairdos, 6 matching red electric guitars, and a partridge in a motherfucking pear tree. Bam.
The idea was to use the raw energy and really the power of the internet to reach out directly to the audience.
a video released online every 2 weeks leading up to the release of the album. Add to that Oasis, band in the UK, Leeds United, shot in the UK by Alex DeCampi, 2 videos shot live on tour by Chip Yamada, finish up here in New York with What's the Use of Wondering, and suddenly we've got the entire Who Killed Amanda Palmer album committed to a video in a matter of months, which was exciting, adventurous, awesome, and keeping it real.
This is actually a really good segue into the net. That's basically where music is going to live. It is moving completely from stores onto your computer. And how to negotiate that, and how to create artwork around that, and then how to do videos when the TV will just vanish. It's going to be your computer. Everything is going to really be online. It's totally up to us to decide what it's going to look like. I think that's the problem nowadays, is that everyone is just sort of sitting around tapping their fingers wondering what's going to happen without realizing that whatever you do is actually what's going to happen. And you're allowed to make up the rules, because if you sit around and wait for a record company to figure it out, it's going to be boring. You need to actually just have an awesome idea and do it yourself and manifest it. And that's happening. I met Ben Folds because he got on the Dresden Dolls website and sent a form fan mail to me and Brian saying how much he liked our records. I met Neil Gaiman because he had seen one of Jason Webley's YouTube clips that a fan sent him and then reposted it to his blog, and Jason found out and emailed us together. Almost anyone significant I've met in the last few years, it's happened somehow magically through the internet. It's the currency of connection nowadays. That's how we're doing it.
Business runs in the family, we tend to bruise easily, bad in the blood.